The Terra Fairy Miraidon with the Dazzling Gleam.
Alright.
Pretty standard Miraidon set. Really, most of these Pokemon are very similar. The key differences are that Urshifu with the Dark type gets that Sucker Punch for that priority, can pressure the Flutter Mane, and a lot of other Pokemon with that. And obviously, with that Trick Room option, could be devastating if Lorenzo goes for a Tailwind. And obviously, that Ogerpon
also, for some reason, Incineroar also has a Bug Terra, which is...
yeah, the idea behind the Bug Terra, I imagine, would go from being weak to both fighting and ground to resisting the two of them, without picking up a Ghost type weakness, which it would resist without it.
I guess it would also not pick up the Psychic. It would still keep it would still have the Psychic type defense.
Ah, yes. And that Ogerpon with that Follow Me adds a little bit of redirection. Obviously, it's still going to be a massive problem to put it up against a Pokemon like this Miraidon. But even if it gives one turn of redirection, that can make all the difference.
I think Iron Hand's Drain Punch could also be a very good option, as you can have a good tank that's able to heal itself as well.
Yeah, but you do need to be careful. That Flutter Mane with that Moonblast could do a lot of damage. Even the Miraidon, but mainly that Flutter Mane would not have to worry about a Drain Punch or a close combat.
Oh yeah, that's a thing.
And there is still that threat. You tear out a water and you gave yourself that weakness to that Miraidon.
Right.
And we finally kick the finals off. Miraidon and Flutter Mane for Lorenzo, and Incineroar and Flutter Mane for Farago. Very similar leads. Obviously, that Miraidon, a massive threat. Has to worry about a fake out.
The Flutter Mane for Farago's side is good. I think is a pretty good threat to the Miraidon, and the Flutter Mane on Lorenzo's side is a good threat to the Incineroar. So.
Yeah, and the Flutter Mane also has to be worried about a potential Shadow Ball. You gotta wonder, do you use that Terra Fairy on that first turn? Or do you take your chances?
Well, from what I saw Farago play, I do not.
The battle was canceled. Hold on. There's no way that was intentional.
It was.
We're having some technical difficulties.
He actually conceded on game one.
No, he said I also got tactic, and he said run.
What happened? The ultimate tactical.
I also got tactic, and he said to run.
Okay, then fine. Game one goes to Farago, sure.
Finally, I actually get to see some amazing gameplay, I hope.
And it will be a complete run back from both leads.
Odd thought. What if Farago concedes?
Honestly, I think there is a possibility that could happen. That would really shake things up. But I think Farago's gonna take his one game advantage and run with it.
I hope.
That Photosynthesis is gonna boost Flutter Mane's attack for both sides.
Yeah. Attack. Primary special attack is Titan. Farago's thinking about what he wants to do for his opener.
Move time running out for Farago.
I'm not sure what happens when move timer runs out.
Miraidon just gonna leave the field, keep itself
Alright.
safe for later on, and Whimsicott.
Coming in.
Gonna get just to protect from the Fluttermane. That fake out. Fluttermane, a lot, pretty significant amount of damage. Moonblast.
All of
He's
Whimsicott-
gonna take out the
and
Fluttermane.
Whimsicott
No
is down.
tailwind. No tailwind.
Ooh, that is gonna be rough.
Now
Getting
you
that
have
speed
to
advantage.
wonder how are the speed interactions gonna work out for the rest of this battle. And out comes the
From the start,
Urshifu.
yeah.
Obviously, this
From the start, the
Fluttermane-
speed was pretty balanced, but now it could be tipping in Froggo's favor.
Yeah. This
If he gets that tailwind.
Fluttermane should be safe from the close combat, but Surging Strikes could still be very, very powerful.
Alright, Froggo is fighting.
And obviously, the Fluttermane could just try and protect. Just keep itself on the field for a little bit longer. But here it is, the Shadow Ball, going to be super effective for that Fluttermane. It is enough.
Ew.
You
Yeah,
gotta wonder
definitely.
if that Terra. Yep, and you gotta wonder if that Terra Fairy would have done a number. And Surging Strikes also might be enough for
Critical.
the KO.
2 critical hits.
And it is.
Those 2 critical hits really... 3 critical hits really help set it.
Yeah, those
Help get that
guaranteed
considerable
crits on
out.
the Surging Strikes. A lot of damage.
So this is going to leave Froggo with his Miraidon and Ogerpon.
Yeah, and this is a very awkward position because you need to choose whether or not you want to lock in Dazzling Gleam or maybe just go for the Electro Drift.
Mm. I think Froggo's best play is to go with the Dazzling, is to Terra Fairy and lock in with the Dazzling Gleam, as that will probably give him the best damage.
Yeah,
Damage.
it potentially could. But then you do have to look out if the Fluttermane's not going to take as much damage, and obviously that
And
that
there we go,
Iron
there's
Hands
the
would take a lot, but the Miraidon, if it Terras, might not take too much.
and speaking with Miraidon Terra with a
Electro
Fairy
Drift
Terra.
into the Fluttermane, a lot of damage in that Psychic Terrain.
And
Electric Terrain.
Fluttermane is down.
One hit KO on the Fluttermane. Puts Froggo a little bit back into this, and Hornleech is going to move first. Not enough, but that's a lot of damage. U-turn into the Ogerpon. Super effective, not
Puts
below
it
half.
almost at half. So this is going.
And now obviously this Urshifu could just does have to hit the field again. It is 2 apiece. Obviously now
Then to set on
Miraidon can
Miraidon.
come back onto the field. And now this Miraidon's in an interesting position because you have to choose very wisely what you're going to use.
It's now all evened up with both players now having only 2 Pokemon left.
Because
But
obviously a
Hornleech-
Draco Meteor can't do much, but a Discharge could be pretty strong into this opposing Miraidon now that it is that Fairy type.
Depending on if Urshifu or Ogerpon go first, I think we'll decide which one goes out first.
Terastallization now from Lorenzo. He's gonna be that Miraidon, that Electric Terra, possibly going for a powerful Discharge here. Would take out its his own Urshifu in the process.
Although
just a
I
detect from the Urshifu. Just gonna keep itself on the field.
Although
Miraidon
it
did
should
go for the
take out the
Electro Drift
Ogerpon.
into the Urshifu. And
So
Draco
Draven might
Meteor into the Ogre Pawn. That Miraidon now
Takes it
stuck
down.
into Draco Meteor. Can't damage this Miraidon anymore.
That was a interesting choice. As now he's gonna have to rely on the Urshifu. He's gonna have to rely on the Urshifu,
Now
which is
this
already low
Urshifu,
health.
this Urshifu is the only Pokemon that can damage this Miraidon. This Fairy Terra not affected by Draco Meteor. Really, really banking off of this Urshifu being able to do enough damage. To take out this Miraidon, maybe gambling on Froggo, targeting the Miraidon instead of the Urshifu. Urshifu tries for the detect. It is going to fail. An Electro Drift is going to pick up the KO on the Urshifu. One Pokemon apiece, but that choice lock to Draco Meteor isn't going to be able to do any damage. There it is, Draco Meteor not affected whatsoever as Electric Terrain goes away. And Froggo is in a winning position now. That Draco Meteor cannot damage this opposing Miraidon.
Pretty strong attack there with the Electro Drift, even though the Electrical Terrain got moved.
And that will finish it. 2 more turns at least. Draco Meteor, that are speed tying. This time the Draco Meteor did go first. Here goes the Electro Drift. Once again, one crit could end the game. Nope, and one more turn is left.
This looks like Lorenzo is lost. He's going to lose here.
Lorenzo, the architect of his own demise. Draco Meteor
Whether or not
one
that forfeit
final time does not affect the opposing Miraidon. An Electro Drift is going to finish off the game. And Froggo is your tournament victor.
Incredible.
That second game was really back and forth. I mean, you had the double KO.
Definitely.
You had the double KO on the you had the double KO with the Fluttermane and the Incineroar. It really was looking bad at that point.
I think the final turning point that sealed Lorenzo's fate was when he went with the Draco Meter. While it did take out the Ogre Pawn, locking that Draco Meter was a bad choice. I think he should have relied on the Urshifu to help take it out, or gone with an Electro Drift. That would have been a much.
And locking in that Draco Meteor was questionable because the Ogerpon was not going to resist an Electro Drift.
And it most likely would take it out with the Electric Terrain and being a Electric Terra.
Yeah, 100%. And just the Urshifu was just not fast enough to be able to pressure the Miraidon. And with that Miraidon threatening that super effective Electro Drift, there was just not much Lorenzo could do after locking in the Draco Meteor. I also just realized I wasn't recording when we were talking about the teams. That's fine.
Yeah, I don't care.
That's okay. They've seen the teams before. Incineroar, Terrapagos, Fluttermane, Whimsicott for Lorenzo. Obviously, that Incineroar has that fake out pressure, and the knockoff is a big threat into the Fluttermane. Of course, there is that tail end option from the Whimsicott.
As we've seen when Froggo faced
Wilm,
if Whimsicott gets that Tailwind in, it is really going to be a big favor to Lorenzo.
Yeah, and of course there is still that possibility of the Indeedee coming back onto the field, or coming onto the field, setting up a Trick Room. Obviously, the Incineroar would be the only Pokemon that can really do something about it. just gonna protect. Fake out into the Whimsicott. Not gonna stop it. That covert cloak's gonna keep it from an encore. Fails into Lorenzo's own Flutter Mane. Obviously, that protect is gonna stop it. Ice beam into the the Whimsicott. It barely hangs on.
8 health. Very fun.
And you have to wonder, had Wilm Terra'd there, would that have gotten the knockout on the Whimsicott?
Maybe. Although we have seen before, an early Terra can cost him the game.
That is true, but no, there is no wide guard pressure this game. So that terrestrialization can be used a little bit more freely. And Miraidon gonna hit the field with that Hedron engine boost. And of course, if the Terra here from Lorenzo into the Whimsicott, that Ghost Terra, not something we've seen yet. And of course, a terrestrialization from the Wilm would remove that electric terrain and really weaken this Miraidon, as Tailwind is going to be set up. Speed now in Lorenzo's favor, and the Ice Beam is going to take out the Whimsicott and the Terra gone early.
That is a very interesting choice. I'm not too sure what he was trying to set up there.
And Knockoff going to severely weaken the Miraidon's damage and also remove its choice specs. Going to get that damage, get that lower damage. And it hadn't even been choice locked into a move yet, so not a good position for Lorenzo to be in. Now, obviously, Wilm being 4 Pokemon up and still having his Terra available gives him a really, really good position here.
Yep.
And the terrestrialization from Wilm.
Yep.
It is going to be the Terrapagos to remove that electric terrain before the Miraidon can even move. Going to weaken it even further. Terraform 0. And there's the Volt Switch. Not a lot of damage whatsoever. This Miraidon has been really weakened. And Flutter Mane just going to replace the Miraidon. The Parting Shot is going to lower Incineroar's attack and special attack. Although Incineroar not really the main attacker here. It's not going to mind that too much.
The Incineroar does have to watch out for that Flutter Mane, which is a good counter to it. And
Miraidon will now reset up that electric terrain. Get that Hadron engine boost again, but now the Terra Starstorm. That Miraidon is so weak. Can it hold on? Yes, it can. Of course, another knockoff, but Parting Shot instead is going to weaken the Miraidon's attack and special attack. This Miraidon now very, very susceptible to maybe an Earth Power from the Terrapagos. And there's really not many options that can be that there are to mitigate that. You switch into the Incineroar, and you still get that super effective hit from the Terrapagos. Now, obviously, this Wilm's Flutter Mane does have to be careful. Yes, it has that speed boost, but in Tailwind, is it faster than the other Flutter Mane, which has that Shadow Ball potential? Of course not.
That Shadow Ball is very good. It could definitely be the upper hand on Wilm's Flutter Mane.
Yeah, very much so. Obviously, that Tailwind, though, is keeping it faster. Of course, Tailwind about to end. And Lorenzo's Flutter Mane just going to protect not really looking to go anywhere this turn. As Volt Switch is going to hit the Terrapagos. A little bit more damage on that Terrapagos. Not really much on Lorenzo's side. Can slow it down. Without that Urshifu for the close combat or that Iron Hands, there isn't really many damaging options you have, as it was Shadow Ball into the Fluttermane slot. And the Terrapagos Terra Starstorm blocked by the Fluttermane, but the Incineroar gonna take a hit here. Takes it pretty well. Obviously, that Tailwind about to end. One more turn. And all of a sudden, that speed advantage is gone.
Lorenzo is thinking hard here. Move time is about to run out.
Yeah, move time running out.
Ooh. And that is move.
Might have gotten it off in time. Taking a lot of time to think about that. Miraidon going to come back onto the field. Possibly susceptible to taking a hit here. The Fluttermane will stay safe, but a fake out into the Terrapagos will stop it. He did not get that knockoff out in time. It defaulted to a fake out. Shadow Ball into the Miraidon. Going to take it down.
Take it down.
There's now 2 Pokemon to 4. Obviously, the Terrapagos is going to flinch, not going to do anything as Tailwind ends. That Fluttermane on Wilm's side with that Photosynthesis speed boost is going to be faster than this other Fluttermane. A lot of options are gone now. Protect, not wanting to take any extra damage. A Shadow Ball, that Fluttermane now faster, super effective into the Fluttermane is going to take it out. Of course, the Terrapagos, its attack is null and void with that protect. It was the Earth Power. And now down 4 Pokemon to 1. There is nothing this Incineroar can do.
Yeah. It might be able to make the Terrapagos flinch a couple times,
but Fake Out only activates
the Fluttermane is still
going to
take it out.
Is on the field, so it can't use it in succession, and it can't switch out. So Fake Out is off the table completely. It only has knockoff to try and get through all 4 of Wilm's Pokemon. See here, Wilm.
It does.
About it. Yep, the Fake Out is going to fail.
Protect.
I mean, the Incineroar did just protect. Not going to really do much. It's Dazzling Gleam, a lot of damage, and Terra Starstorm to follow it up. And he's going to hang on for one more turn as the Electric Terrain is gone. And this,
I'm curious to see what Lorenzo will do for his
And you did see that the Fake Out targeted into the Fluttermane, just accepting defeat this turn as Terrapagos going to leave the field. Rather unnecessary. And it was the Indeedee.
Sending out Indeedee.
Indeedee gonna actually block that Fake Out anyway.
Oh. Wilm seems to be playing with his food.
Very much so, yes. And Fluttermane just gonna protect. Wilm making this defeat as slow and painful as possible.
Will Incineroar have to go to the struggle before this ends?
targeted into the flutter main. Not gonna do anything.
This is somewhat hard to watch.
And flutter main tries to double protect, fails.
Oh,
Wilm, I think, understands that this game is very much over. Psychic doesn't affect Incineroar, dragging this out even longer.
man. I am a bit surprised Lorenzo hasn't just conceded.
Yeah, you have to think, is it time to throw in the towel, go back to the drawing board? Fake out once again, Fluttermane to protect. Wilm forcing Lorenzo to concede here. Not gonna give him any other option. Obviously a knockoff into the Indeedee would one-shot.
Oh. I'm not sure if this is a form of cyberbullying. I'll have to be investigated later.
And there it is, the mystical fire. And that is game. Wilm
And
takes game
looks like
one.
And completely
Dude,
brutalizes Lorenzo at the end there.
what was the that
Say that didn't go well for Lorenzo is an understatement.
using the Terra there on the 8 HP Whimsicott, not the greatest idea. It went down
Yeah, no.
almost immediately, getting rid of just wasting his Terra there.
And honestly, I think that Whimsicott really could have put Lorenzo up on edge for against Wilm, especially with that tailwind, as we saw it work with Froggo and get Froggo the win.
Yeah, we did see it do a lot of work in that match, and as Lorenzo kept on switching around Pokemon, he just wasn't getting the damage. He just wasn't getting the damage he needed. It just while switching all those Pokemon, taking too many attacks in the process, and ultimately that Incineroar just wasn't enough.
But I do think his team that he chose is a good choice. I just think executed poorly.
Yeah, maybe we need to see the appearance of the Iron Hands, the Urshifu, because, you know, there just aren't that many good ways of hitting this Terrapagos with so many special attackers. Terrapagos, Urshifu, Rapid Strike for Wilm, a ride-on Fluttermane from Lorenzo. Very offensive start from both trainers here.
Round 2.
Lorenzo coming off of that pretty humiliating loss, going to be coming out with a vengeance.
It looks like Lorenzo is not playing around this time.
Yeah, very much so. I'm going to warn you, you click run and you lose the set.
Lorenzo
You already lost a game. You lose one more, you lose entirely. You're fine with that? Okay.
What?
Okay, then Wilm
Wilm
will
is now-
take second place in the tournament.
As Lorenzo just gave up, somebody might need to check on him. That was
Wow, not exactly what I was anticipating there. Okay, wow, yeah, that's that.
Introducing our temporary commentator to replace Simon because he is battling against Froggo.
Yes, sir.
Lorenzo.
Yep. I'm a previous contestant of this tournament. I made it up the ranks pretty far, but ended up getting knocked out by some expert plays, I must say. But I'm here to commentate today, so you know, I'll give my my best opinion as I can from, you know, kind of someone you know, spectating the game as as a casual player. So we're getting into this.
I'm hoping you have the team sheets pulled up.
I do, yeah.
All right, perfect. So, well, you went against Froggo's team, so you've seen it in action.
Yeah. It was interesting. I really could have had it there at the end, but that Draco Media choice specs really got me there.
But as we've seen before, one of Froggo's greatest advantages is that fairy type Terra Miraidon. It is definitely able to fully. The Whimsicott 2 gets the tailwind. Simon's team.
It's a nasty combo.
It is. That Screamtail is a very unique option. What to say?
We'll have to see though. Simon has seen the previous games Froggo has played here, so we will have to see what he has. I'm sure he has cooked up a plan in his head of what to do here before, so we'll have to see here on the battlefield. This is the apex of a series of previous games, so we'll have to see what these competitors have. Looks like coming out the gate here with Koraidon and Incineroar from
Simon
over here. Okay.
Froggo with Ogerpon and Incineroar. Both teams are going to get some of that intimidation going.
This Incineroar matchup is interesting.
I will say Simon is at a bit of a weak start here with the Ogerpon. Could be doing some good damage to the Incineroar and even the Koraidon. Now we are just waiting to see what will happen. Koraidon uses Protect. And it was successful. Fake Out was protected.
Oh, not much damage on the Ogerpon here.
But it did flinch.
Maybe that's what he was that's what he was going for. Is he gonna fake out again, Ogerpon?
Right now, I think Simon is trying to stop that Ogerpon from getting some use in, as he is trying to keep it from taking out the Incineroar. Oh, and Incineroar goes down a I believe that was close combat.
Yes. One shot. And as you were saying before, he might just be using Fake Out to stop that. Oh, yes, devastating attack from Ogerpon.
Yeah, puts it almost on health. The Flare Blitz by Incineroar puts the Ogerpon under half health.
Let's see who he sends out here. And it'll be interesting to see who they both terrestrialize here too.
Yes.
That'll be key, I think.
I would. Yeah. Miraidon is sent out by Froggo, electric terrain, and Hadron Engine. Oh my god. Couldn't I speak there for a moment?
Hadron Engine, yep.
There you go. It's not like you could have, finished my sentence there, figuring out what I was saying.
Yeah.
Sorry, this guy's kind of new.
Yeah.
But Among Us is pulled in with the Koraidon being taken out. Simon. Ogerpon used Protect. And Incineroar is very low.
Ooh.
Maraudon's attack and special attack fell. Incineroar is being pulled in. And Koraidon is being sent out to replace the Incineroar. Right now, it is still anyone's game. Even though Froggo has lost one Pokemon, he could still it's still as good as it. Oh, and that is a Terra by Simon. Yes, by Simon for the Koraidon, giving him a Fire Terra.
Interesting here.
Oh, and Froggo is responding with a Terra of his own to the Miraidon, giving him Fairy Terra.
Fairy Terra, interesting.
Yeah. That is Ogerpon. Oh, and Ogerpon uses Follow Me. Luminous uses Rage Powder to also focus its attention. And the close
That
combat
Ogerpon taking out.
with the close combat.
Wow.
However, that close combat is not going to work on the Miraidon now that it is a Terra Fairy.
Yeah.
And it does critical hit on Mungus by the Miraidon there. Both the Miraidon and the Mungus are below half health. Whimsicott is being sent out by Froggo. If Froggo gets some tailwinds going, it could put speed in his favor.
Uh-huh. It's interesting to see that terrasolation of Koraidon.
Yeah, I think it
Not
is
sure what the plan is.
Yeah. I don't know if it's his best Terrasilize, but Pride is definitely a strong suit of his team.
Another Rage Powder out of Among Us here.
Among Us?
Yeah.
Demon Among Us?
Yeah. Among Us.
Oh, and the Miraidon goes down to the Flare Blitz. That might have just
Wow. That was
wow.
Oh, that was a lot of recoil. However, Miraidon is out still.
Miraidon
7
is still
HP.
hanging on.
7 HP, hanging on by a thread.
I do not see how only the Froggo's Whimsicott could do this. He does have Whimsicott has Moonblast, and that is game 1-2, Simon. Anyways, looking over game 2, Froggo is gonna have to. He's now seen a bit of Simon's team, I guess.
He's gonna really have to make some unexpected plays, seeing the reads that Song was getting on game 1. So we'll have to see. Going in with Koraidon.
Round 2.
Going into game 2.
Do you believe in yourself?
Let's see.
Yeah. You got this.
So we coming out for Simon, we have Incineroar and Koraidon. Then coming out for Froggo, we have Incineroar and
You got the name?
and Whimsicott.
Alright, anyways, the Incineroars are making the attack fall, so that's gonna start off. I'm gonna Intimidate. Alright. See how we let's see how we open up.
Koraidon's going in with a Protect. Incineroar Flame
You
Blitz
don't
on
know that they're doing
Whimsicott.
that. Remember, you don't see that part.
Oh, you don't even see that. Oh, okay.
God damn it. Okay. Anyways, Crichton uses Protect.
Whimsicott, Tailwind.
Ooh, that is good. Definitely, if that...
Hey,
the
the
Tailwind
Fire
keeps
Blitz from
going
Incineroar on the Whimsicott, taking him out.
there before that Tailwind can be used effectively. That is a very clever, a very good play by Simon there.
Devastating.
And ooh, we're seeing the Flutter Mane come out from Froggo, which is a very good choice. I think the Flutter Mane is a very strong option, especially against Koraidon and Incineroar right now.
Yeah, he just has to get something off here before he gets targeted.
Yeah. Oh, just waiting for his response. And that is Simon terastallizing. Oh wait, no, sorry, that is Froggo terastallizing for his Flutter Mane, which is now a Fairy Terra.
Interesting. Let's see. This may be the key to taking out Simon's 2 here right now. A Terastallation on the Koraidon.
Making a Fire Terra, which is going to remove that weakness to Fairy types, but it's Incineroar is still going to be weak to the Moonblast, and there huge Moonblast on the Koraidon takes it down to under half health with a critical hit.
That is insane. Not very effective, but still a large chunk of health here. Oh, but it is over for the Flutter Mane, getting taken out in one hit. That is a critical, but
yes, that leaves.
Did see some big damage.
Yes, that definitely put. If Simon had not terastallized, that Koraidon definitely. Oh, and Koraidon's actually pretty. Koraidon faints from the recoil.
Oh my goodness. So, a little bit of a trade here. The only 2 left standing on the battlefield are both Incineroars.
And Froggo's able to get a parking shot off, taking Incineroar's attack and special attack back. But Froggo holds back his Incineroar. I'm not sure why, because I'm pretty sure he only has 2 Pokemon, and Incineroar is one of them.
Yeah.
Still, this is definitely interesting. Oh, but he does still have Miraidon, which is going to have the Hadron engine and electrical surge. So let's the brain.
We see a parting shot coming again. Oh, Incineroar gets taken back out. Among Us coming in.
Yeah. And who can get and that the Froggo bringing out his Incineroar and Simon bringing out his Flutter Mane. That Flutter Mane is going to be very dangerous to the Incineroar and the Miraidon. Right now, I think Froggo's best bet is to go with Electro Drift, get that in, and at least take out the Mungus is gonna be might be a bit tougher. But his Incineroar should be. Oh wait, no.
Oh, protect from the Flutter Mane. Wonder what he is setting up this Among Us to do. Double protect. Okay, we get the Moonblast coming. Oh.
And see, Mungus uses Rage Powder. We're going to now have to focus on him. Might have going in with the Electro Drift. Does not. Still a bit over half of his health left. And the Miraidon.
Oh, Miraidon, take it down to
one very
HP.
Knockoff does take the Mungus down to half health, and it loses its mental herb. Oh, Amoongus is actually much lower than I didn't realize there. Still, I do not think Incineroar can win this by himself. He's gonna need the Miraidon to at least get some damage in.
Absolutely not, but this Miraidon, she'll have to outspeed.
And there we go.
He doesn't, Miraidon. It's taken down.
The Flutter Mane was just too fast for it to get a hit in with the Moonblast. Incineroar is going to use Knockoff. That's going to take out the Amoongus, but that just leaves Froggo with just the Incineroar. I mean, well, that Flutter Mane is going to be devastating to it. And he does not... I don't believe the Incineroar has any of... His best move is Knockoff and Fake Out. That's the best that he has right now, and that was a not very good option.
Yeah, we got a very tough situation here for Froggo. It is not looking good at all. That Fake Out coming from Incineroar, dealing a little bit of health, but that Moonblast taking him down to a little bit under half. So,
and he flinches. This might be the end of the Incineroar. This could give the win to Simon right here.
Yep, and it does.
I would have to say that it was a very shocking turn when the Fluttermane was able to get that critical hit in on the Koraidon. Froggo definitely wanted to take that Koraidon out with that Terra. However, just did not realize that Simon would Terra as well. But luckily, it was very shocking that he was able to get that critical hit in, and leading to the Koraidon dying by the recoil.
Yeah. That trade there just left him in a bit of a disadvantage, though. Mm-hmm. And he did not end up to take out the other remaining Pokemon that Simon had on the battlefield there.
Yeah, he did have the Miraidon Terra that would have put him at a slightly better advantage, but I still think he did pretty good.
Yeah. Overall, a good matchup. Good games from both of our players here.
That is still a win by Simon. Is defending his title 2-0.
Yeah, Froggo, do you have any words you want to say to the people?
Sorry.
If you wanna learn Pokemon, learn typing, because I probably could have won like 3 games. I probably could have at least not been blown out by you or by, I don't know, maybe iPhone in the last game, but oh my god, that was terrible. There were so many reads there where I was like, oh, okay, he just knows. And sure, like half it was knowledge of like what is weak to what or what is strong to what, but so many of these are like, oh yeah, of course he's gonna protect against the Fake Out. But I'm like, that just wastes his turn, but at least it doesn't take damage. So something, but oh my god, that was terrifying.